Hi there, my name is Renee Prince and I'm a clinical practicing herbalist that is also a traditional healer, and I'm here on the Blue Ridge Parkway, see, and I had to stop and jump out and make this recording because I saw this amazing thing. I'm originally from a tropical climate and I'm not technically supposed to be here, and I'm on the mountain and I saw a plant that I've only ever seen in tropical regions, and it's just this very special plant, but it's also super invasive and crazy, and I wanted to share it with you. So I'm going to switch you right now so you can... That's this. Look at that craziness. Do you see how beautiful that is? But also how weird. Like, look down. That is called dodder weed or dodder vine. Dodder. It's got tons of medicinal properties. It's something that in Chinese medicine we would use for what's called the lower jiao. In Western medicine, we would use it also for anything urinary. So it kind of fits. Here, I'm going to pull some up to you so you can see it. Like, look at those are the seeds. All parts are used. Now I'm going to pull back so you guys can see how weird it looks. Like, look. There's forest, and then there's this weird vine that's overlaying the whole entire thing. The way that you see it twisted up around, so strong. Like, look at it twisted in there. That's part of its medicine from a traditional standpoint. We'll talk about that in a minute. But dodder is used mainly, or we ask for its support, mainly in what we call the lower jiao area. So that's just going to be like the urinary area, male and female. In most of the books, it speaks about it more from a male standpoint, like, so any kind of urinary issues or prostate issues or anything that is cloudy, dribble, or anything like that. But think about it for UTIs, for things that are stuck and infected and cloudy. If you just touch it, it feels cool to the touch, and that's one of the ways that you know. The seed is mainly the part of commerce, but also, like I said, from a traditional standpoint, I'm taught all kinds of things. So I'm going to flash you back because I want you to see it, because it's just... So the thought process, you see how it's laid out and covered over there. It's very, very, very strong. That coloring tells us the part of the body that it drives to. So it's going to go to the lower part of the body, to the liver, to the gallbladder, to the digestion area. So it's going to make something that's equivalent to a bitters, but it'll relieve phlegm, basically. That's why. That real knotted up part right there, this is all kinds of, used in all kinds of what we would call root and knot magic. Like, you think the Appalachia Blue Ridge and the holler, like, we would use it to tie up a lover. So one of the things that we would do this from a traditional standpoint is we would not, remember I said lower jiao area, so you think, that's where lovers kind of grow from, and a good relationship will come from that. If you think about how you would take a piece of your lover's hair and a piece of your hair and tie it together in this and throw it over your head walking by a pawpaw tree, and you'd come back the next day, and if it stayed tied together, you guys were meant to be together. Another thing it would be used for in that way is that we would take the seed, and we definitely use the seed for things like fertility and, again, lower jiao area. So remember how I said unclogging phlegm? So let's think about even in that's male, like lower jiao male prostate issues, but also for a woman it would be like unclogging ovary issues, something like cysts or interstitial cystitis or PCOS, like same thing. We'd use it for those kind of things too. So for the spiritual standpoint, we would either tie our hair together and see if it stayed tied together, or we would use it to conjure a mate, like the person that we were in love with. We would have it knot around that and they could never get away from us. And obviously I would never tell you to do that, but I just think it's interesting to see it that way. So those seeds would mean fertility and abundance, and then the knotted vine would be the part that was going to keep that person there forever. But then to see it this way, so it goes into our waterways, weaves into our waterways, and unclogs all the little parts like the cysts and the infection that's there. So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing it woven all around, and then the seeds would be the representation, the doctrine of signature of like the cysts, and those are the parts that we would use. So for a woman, it would be ovarian issues and PCOS and unclogging anything there. For a man, it would be cloudy prostate, any increasing your fertility, but then also just UTIs, kidney infections, weaving your waterways. And it's very, very invasive, but I just think it's the most beautiful thing. Look at that color. Thank you. I just thought it was an amazing thing and I wanted to share it with you. And again, like, look, we're on the Blue Ridge here and I found dodder weed, dodder vine, DODDER. I thought it was amazing and wanted to share it with you. Thank you so much. Renee Prince, 4 Element School of Traditional Medicine.